Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another English Form 4 lesson. It is week 5 and we are going to focus on Unit 1 Chat, Lesson 11 Writing with me, Madam Sophia. Now before we begin, let's take a look at the materials that you will need for this particular lesson. Number 1, make sure you have your full blast textbook with you, and if you don't have the physical textbook, having the digital textbook would be fine. And number 2, make sure you have your exercise book with you so that you are able to write down the exercises and do your task later on. Now let's get started. Since our focus today is writing, let's take a look at our content standard. The main skill for our content standard would be writing 4.2, communicate with appropriate language, form, and style. As for our learning standard, it's writing 4.2.4, use formal and informal registers, appropriate to the target audience in most familiar situations. Now, before we move on, I would like you to take a look at this slide. In front of you, there are a few pictures that I have prepared for you, and I would like you to take a guess about the topic that we are going to discuss today. I'll give you a few seconds. Take a look at the pictures. Right. It's pretty obvious, right? Now, what do you think is the topic for today? Yes, it's about birthday party. Now, turn to page 18 and 19 of your textbook because our topic and lesson will be based on these two pages, okay? And our focus today is exercise A, B, C, and E. All right, let's take a look at exercise A. Write an informal letter or email based on prompts. Read the email and answer the questions. Now, before we read the email, I would like you to go through question 1 to 4, okay? And as you read later on, I would like you to skim and scan through the email and see whether you can identify the answers for questions 1 to 4. Number 1, who is writing the email? 2, why is this person writing? 3, what set phrases are used to begin and end the email? And 4, what makes this email informal? All right? Keep that in mind. Now let's read through the email. Hello, Mark. How are things? I haven't heard from you for ages. Anyway, I've got some great news. As you know, I've been nagging my parents to get me a laptop for a long time. Well, guess what? They're getting me one for my birthday, which, by the way, is in 2 days. Isn't that incredible news? I won't need to use my dad's ancient computer anymore, and I'll be able to organize all my music files and films. Here's some exciting news. I'm having a party on Saturday. Would you like to come? You know, we haven't seen you since you changed schools, and it'll be a good opportunity to see your old friends. What do you think? Well, that is all for now. Write back with all your news. I hope you can make it to my party. Yours, Simon. Now, after having read the email, let's go back to the questions that we've seen earlier, number 1 to 4. Question 1. Who is writing the email? Yes, it's Simon. Okay, you can tell by looking at the name below the email. Number 2, why is this person writing? Why is Simon writing to Mark? Have you got your answers? Yes, it is to give Mark his news and invite him to his party. 3, what set phrases are used to begin and end the email? To begin the email, you will see phrases such as, how are things? I haven't heard from you for ages. Can you give me some more examples of set phrases that people use to begin emails other than the ones you see here on the screen? Yes, the most common phrase would be, how are you, right? And also to end, Simon uses the set phrases, well, that is all for now, right back with all news. Number 4, what makes this email informal? Can you tell that this email is informal? What is the difference between formal and informal? Alright, let's look at the examples here. Number 1, Simon uses informal language and expression. For example, he uses the word anywhere, well, guess, and what. And also number 2, he uses short forms. For example, haven't, I've, and that's. For formal language, we normally do not use contraction or short forms, okay? We will write out the words in full. For example, for haven't, if it's formal language, then we will write it as have not instead of haven't. Instead of using I've, I contract VE, we would use I have, and that's. For formal language, we will use that is. So from the use of short forms in this email, you can tell that it is an informal language. Before we go on to the next slide, I would like you to write down the comprehension questions that you see here. There are 8 questions, and I would like you to try all 8 questions, and you can find your answers based on Simon's email to Mark. I'll give you a few minutes to write down the comprehension questions here. Oh my gosh, isn't that so difficult to pronounce? Comprehension questions here, and I would like you to try to answer your best before we discuss it, okay? All right, you may hit that pause button now. Write down the questions and write down your answers as well. All right, are you done, students? Let's take a look at the comprehension questions one by one from number 1 to number 8. Number 1, when is Simon's birthday? Yes, it's in 2 days. Number 2, what are his parents getting him for his birthday? What are they getting him? A laptop. Number 3, what will he be able to do with the new laptop? Refer back to the email if you don't have this answer. You can find your answer there. He will be able to, yes, organize his music files and films. Number 4, whose computer has he been using? His dad's computer. Number 5, does his dad have a new computer? No, he doesn't. Number 6, when is Simon having his party? On Saturday. 7, do Simon and Mark see each other a lot? You can try and have a look at the email if you don't have an answer to this. You will see it in the first paragraph. Do Simon and Mark see each other a lot? And the answer is no, they don't. And number 8, who will Mark see at Simon's party? His old friends. Okay? If you got it right, congratulations. But if you did not, you can always refer to Simon's email and try to find the answers there. Okay? Now we are going to look at exercise B. Read Simon's email again and look at the notes Mark has made. Match Mark's notes with the points A, B, C, which show what he should include in his reply to Simon. Alright, now what does it mean here? Look at the notes Mark has made. If you look at page 18, you will see that Mark has made notes on Simon's email. Okay, you will see there are signs of arrows and then he has scribbled a few notes. Okay? A. Give news. B. Express enthusiasm. What is the meaning of enthusiasm? Enthusiasm means intense interest or enjoyment or excitement. And C. Accept or refuse an invitation. So take a look at Simon's email again and you will see some scribbles made by Mark, whether he will accept or refuse the invitation. Have you found it? Now, let's look at A. Give news. Is Mark going to give him news? Yes. You can see his scribbles tell him. So he is going to tell about his news in his new school to Simon. B. Express enthusiasm. Yes, Mark has written down great. And C. Accept or refuse an invitation. Did Mark accept or refuse Simon's invitation? He accepted it. Now how do we know? Because of his note, sure. Sure means he is pretty much going to Simon's birthday party. Now let's look at exercise C. If you find this lesson is going at a very fast pace, you can always pause, take your time, and then hit the play button again. Okay, students? Alright, now let's take a look at exercise C. Now read the email that Mark has written to Simon and underline the sentences that correspond to his notes. Then answer the questions. Number 1. Is the wording in Mark's email the same as in his notes? Number 2. What extra comments or information does he add to his notes? Now, before we answer question 1 and 2, let's read Mark's reply email to Simon. Hi Simon, sorry I haven't written for so long, but I've been quite busy with schoolwork. Thanks for the invitation, mate. You know I wouldn't miss your party for the world, so count me in. I'm really glad you're finally getting a laptop. Now it'll be easier to keep in touch and we can maybe play some online games. Let me know if you need any more songs for the party. Now let me fill you in with my news. My new school is okay and I'm doing quite well. However, I haven't made many new friends yet. There's this one guy though from my science class who seems quite interesting and is absolutely hilarious. He is into hip-hop like me and actually raps quite well, so we are thinking of creating a band together. By the way, do you mind if I bring him along to your party? We can perform if you like. Say hello to everyone. See you soon, Mark. So that is Mark's reply to Simon. Let's go back to question 1 and 2. Number 1. Is the wording in Mark's email the same as in his notes? Is it similar? It's not similar. Why? Because in this email, Mark has actually expanded his notes. He actually made the email longer because he has elaborated more. Okay, that is what it means. So it is not the same. He has expanded his notes. Number 2, what extra comments or information does he add to his notes? Now, if you look at Mark's email to Simon, he has given his news to him. He has expressed how happy he is and glad that his friend Simon is getting a laptop. But can you see extra comments or information that he has added? Yes, I would like you to look at paragraph 3. Now, let me fill you in with my news. Okay, so that is the extra information that Mark has included in his email. he is actually telling Simon how his new school is like, how he is doing, whether he has made new friends or not, whether there is a guy that he has just met, a friend, and also whether he could bring his friend to the party. So you can see in Mark's email that he has expanded and added extra information. Okay. Similar to the previous exercise, I would like you to write down the comprehension questions here in your exercise book. Write down the comprehension questions from number 1 to number 10 and write down your answers as well in your exercise book. You can try to refer to Mark's email to Simon because the answers is in the email, okay? And you can find it there. You can hit the pause button now. I'll give you time to write down the questions and find the answers. So you may pause. You may hit the pause button now, okay? Are you done? All right, let's look at number 1. We'll discuss the answers together. What will be easier for Mark and Simon from now on? Now that he has a laptop, right? So what would be easier? Yes, it would be easier for them to keep in touch. Number 2, what else will they be able to do online? Now that Simon has a laptop, what can he do online with Mark? Yes, they can play games. 3, what does Mark think of his new school? Now, if you don't know the answer to this question, you can always refer back to the email. Right? What does Mark think of his new school? That it is okay. Number 4, has he already made a lot of friends? Do you think so? No, he hasn't. Number 5, where did he meet his new friend? In his science class. Number 6, what does he think of him? What does Mark think of his new friend? Do you remember? Yes, that is quite interesting and absolutely hilarious. Now, what is the meaning of hilarious? It means funny, okay? Number 7, what kind of music does he like? He likes hip hop. Number 8, what does he do quite well? He raps quite well. Number 9, what are they thinking of doing together? They are thinking of creating a band together. What is Mark asking Simon? Mark is asking Simon in the email if he could bring his new friend along to Simon's party. I hope you were able to find the answers from the email. If you don't worry. You can always reread the email and try your best to find the answers again, okay? Now let's move on to exercise D. Right. Imagine that Simon is a friend of yours and has sent you the email in activity A. Write an email responding to Simon, but refusing his invitation. You can use Mark's email as a model, but you must use your own ideas and other expressions or phrases. Right, now we are going to write an email, but you have to make sure that you understand the question properly. When you write the email responding to Simon, you have to refuse his invitation. If you look at Mark's email to Simon earlier, he actually accepted the invitation. But this task is asking you to refuse his invitation. Number 2, you can use Mark's email as a model, but you must use your own ideas and other expressions or phrases. So it means that you cannot blindly copy the examples in Mark's email to Simon. You have to come up with your own expression or phrases. But don't worry about that because you will find that on page 19. Okay? There are examples that you can use when you write your email back to Simon. Okay. Now I have prepared here for you an example on how you can write to Simon. Okay? So in this example, we are refusing, okay, his invitation. Now when you refuse a person's invitation, it is only decent that you apologize, right? You apologize because you are not able to make it. And at the same time, be sure to give a reason why. Now, I would give you time to go through this example. You may pause this video and take your time reading it, okay? All right. Now, this is our task for today. Your task is to write a reply to your friend Simon. You have to remember that in your email, you have to refuse his invitation. You have to tell Simon that you cannot go to this party, and you have to tell him the reason why. You have to use your own ideas and other expressions or phrases. Do not copy the example blindly as your answer. Do you remember that example that I showed you earlier? Okay, please do not copy it blindly. Use your own ideas and expressions. You may refer to the notes on page 19 of your textbook to find suitable phrases for your email. Since you are refusing the invitation, so you cannot use phrases or expressions from the accepting an invitation table, okay? But you can use expression and phrases from the other table. You can use expressing enthusiasm, refusing an invitation, and giving news, okay? Also, before you start, please refer to the note on page 19. There is a note on how you can plan your email. Okay? Can you see on this slide on your right hand side, there is a plan and a draft. Please go through that before you start writing your email back to Simon. Now, I have prepared here for you a few examples. Because you are refusing the invitation to Simon's birthday party, you have to give him a reason why. Okay? Here are a few examples that you can use. Number 1, Simon, it was nice of you to invite me, but I have already made other plans. Unfortunately, I can't make it to your party. I'll be attending my cousin's wedding. So you can come up with your own reason. Or another example would be, I am sorry, but I will have to turn down your invitation. I will be participating in a swimming competition. Okay? So be sure to give a reason why you cannot go to the party. Also, in your email, you have to include news about yourself. Tell Simon how you are doing in your new school. Maybe there are things that you would like to share with him about. Okay, let's look at a few ideas here. Maybe in your new school you have joined a club, so you can tell that to Simon. Maybe you can give a little bit of elaboration. What do you like about the club that you have just joined? Or perhaps you have joined any competition in your new school? Have you met anyone interesting? Or did anything interesting happen in your school? So there are plenty of things to talk about. You may choose one or two and try to expand your ideas in your email. Okay, so back to the task. Your task today is to write an email back to Simon, and remember to go through the instructions here, okay? The due date for your email would be on the 16th March 2021, which is a Tuesday. You can send your email to your English teacher. That is for today. I hope you understand the lesson. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask me or your English teachers. We will be waiting and we will help you as much as we can. Okay? So until next time, thank you. See you again.